Do you want faster reactions? Good. Think I'm going to talk to you about your hand speed? Nope. If you want faster reactions, your feet have a lot more to do with it than your hands. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, my name is CJ Johnson, and at Better Pickleball, we help players over 50 live their best lives on and off the pickleball courts. And today I'm inviting back Tammy. She's been on the YouTube channel before. I'm inviting back Tammy, and together we are going to help you get faster reactions by using your feet. The split step is what will help you to react more quickly to the ball. So today I'm going to talk about what it is, how it helps you, and importantly, how to do it. So let's talk about the term split step. If you're a tennis player, chances are you have heard the word split step. A split step is a motion that I make on the court when my opponent is about ready to hit the shot. What I do is I hop. I'm going to show it to you. I'm either going to hop or I'm going to step out so that I stop my momentum. Now, when I stop my momentum, when I get into this split step, what happens is I am now capable of reading the situation. So I'm capable of looking at my opponent's paddle angle and making some guesses. My mind is going to put together some things about where is that shot going to go? Where is it likely going to go next? Also, because I have stopped my momentum, I'm no longer moving forward while the shot is being hit. Because I'm here, I am now going to be able to react more quickly in the direction of the ball. So the split step, and again, I'm going to hop out, I'm going to step out. Whatever is most comfortable to you, the purpose of that split step is just to simply stop your momentum. So now that you know what it is and what it does for you, let me show you exactly how to do it. So what you can do is get into your ready position, put a little bit of flex in your knees, get your paddle out in front of you. I always like to say it's your paddle protecting your bullseye. And what I want you to do is just bring some of that weight forward onto your feet, forward onto the balls of your feet. So I'm going to show you the hop version first, and then I'll show you the step out version second. So I'm here, and all I want to do is just simply hop out so that my feet are just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. If I'm going to step out, again, I'm going to start with my feet relatively close together. My weight is towards the ball of my feet, and I'm going to step out. And I want to feel the weight on the balls of my feet. Now what you'll notice is this, as I turn sideways here to the camera, as I'm in this split step position, you're going to notice that if I drew a straight line down from my shoulder, you're going to see my weight on the front part of my foot. In our courses, we call it the triangle, over the triangle of your foot. By having that weight there, you're going to notice that even though my heels are on the ground, they're just very lightly touching the ground. This position is going to allow me to very quickly move in one direction or the other. So by getting to my split step, again, I hopped out, by getting to my split step and stopping my momentum, I have now positioned my body for faster reactions. Here we go. I'm stepping back out in that split step position, and what I'm doing now is I would be reading the paddle or the body motion that I see from my opponent. In this instance, we're just going to keep it relatively simple. We're going to pretend that our opponent is at the non-volley zone, and I'm just simply reading their paddle. What has to happen for me to anticipate the next shot is my brain has to take in a lot of information and make a very split-second decision. And one piece of that information is what is the paddle face. What's the paddle angle? So I'm going to even slide over here so that my paddle is directly in front of the lens to the camera. If my paddle were in this position here, your brain would rightly say that the most logical direction for that ball to travel is straight towards the camera lens. If my paddle were rotated in this direction here, that's the most likely direction for that next shot to go. If my paddle were rotated here, that's the most likely direction for the shot to go. So by stopping, right, by stopping our momentum, we actually give our minds a chance to start to read the situation. And once our brain starts to read the situation, it's going to naturally begin to anticipate the next shot. All right, here's a little bonus tip for you, because I know that you never play against anyone hard, right? Funny, bangers are out there all over the place. Remember earlier I told you it wasn't just about your paddle, it was about the body position that a player takes that would help you to anticipate. So one of the ways that you can anticipate that is if you are in a split step and you happen to see the player on the other side of the net, turn their body so that they have taken, instead of being here, this is an open stance where my body is parallel to the net. They have turned their body either here to their forehand side, or they have turned their body here to their backhand side. If they have turned their body, that's an indication that they are going to generate more energy with the paddle using their core, right? So using this part of their body, that the motion going forward is going to add more speed or more energy to the paddle. So it's very likely that that ball is coming hard. So if you're in a split step and you see the player on the opposite side of the net, turn and get ready for the bang. You want to consider your options, including using that green part of the court and letting that ball go out. The most effective time to split step is just before your opponent hits the ball. So what I'm going to do, we're going to pretend that Tammy here is on the return team, right? So she's up here, she's at the non-volley zone line, and she's got a shot that's above the net, right? So she has a shot that she can attack. I'm on the serve side, and I am trying to move forward to my non-volley zone line. Now, before she attacks that shot, I want to either step out or hop into my split step to allow me to read the situation and stop my momentum and start to make some decisions about the direction that I need to move in anticipation of the next shot. So I'm going back here. So here's a very typical scenario. Again, I'm at the baseline, she's at the non-volley zone. I'm going to hit a third shot drop, and it floats a little bit high, so it's attackable. I've already started moving in, and I'm timing that split step just before she makes contact with the ball. So here we go. You'll notice right before she hit, I stopped my momentum and I was able to get the paddle onto my backhand and get the ball over the net. So the split step is my momentum stopper that allows me the time to react. And all of a sudden, I am up here at the non-volley zone line. Now, it took me 4 split steps, but every time just before she was ready to hit the shot, I stopped my body momentum, and that allowed me to react to her shot. If you want faster reactions, you can certainly focus on hand speed, and they're going to help. But really, the easier place is to focus on this split step, stop your momentum, and you're going to be making better decisions. You're going to get to more balls than you ever thought possible. I'd like to thank Tammy for coming out and for helping me with this video. Love to have her on the court, because you know what I always say, together we can train smart, live bold, and age well.